right, so thanks for joining, guys. Really appreciate you waiting this long. I know y'all have training tomorrow, and it's, what is it, 11:30, and y'all be getting up at like 8 o'clock, going to the gym, all this stuff. So,
obviously.
yeah. But the main question for you, for all you guys actually, is being younger riders joining this new training. Kind of, how do you appreciate it, and also how does it feel to be fighting against some of the most established riders in the world? So I don't know if Bruno, you want to start with for us, but
yeah, if it's okay for you.
Start with the youngest guy.
yeah, the Grom.
Yeah, thank you for calling me for one of the youngest. Actually, I feel kind of in the middle because I'm not so young, but I'm not so old, and also I'm one of the professional riders, and also started a little bit later than, let's say, Jordi, let's say Maciek as well. So because before I was doing some other things, but as you told, is really nice to stay here and training here every year. I can see my progress. I can see the constantly is coming up. So I feel I can getting closer and closer to the top. Obviously, racing is another thing. Is you need another mindset and it's completely different place. But to be honest, here is where I improve a lot. When really here I make my first forward, here I start, as I told you before with the other guys, I start to put the marks down for have some free training. So I was really kicking my ass for try to be there with the pro guys. And I mean, it's something that we needed because if you think about like back in the days, there was not this reality. The guys that were doing, I don't know, some wave riding, that were going, I don't know, Australia, Maui, whatever. And then, I don't know, I don't really remember, but I think 1 month before they start to tune the stuff for slalom, for compete. Now it's not like this anymore. The level is getting higher and higher. And so you can see straight away. And also, especially now with this foil, the windsurfing world actually is changing. So we need to really get used to that. You need to spend many, many hours on the foil, and it's fantastic if you can compare straight away with the top rider, with Antoine, with Pierre, with Matteo. So more or less you adjust your training and say, okay, maybe I'm getting there. And you start really to believe in yourself, and you can see, fuck, I can really do it. I can really be one of the best, no? So this is a really nice reality, and it's something that you need. If you want to be a pro rider, you need to spend some time here, at least 1 month, at least, to see your level, more or less. So then there are more guys that are training a little bit more, other guys that are training a little bit less. But yeah, this is kind of personally, I think so.
So at the end of the day, you really feel like you need this dynamic almost in order to progress to where you're at now.
To be honest, you need it.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine now the winter without this training.
Well, I was going to ask, like, what did you do before for training? Like, you've been training before, obviously, 2015 for a while. So.
Yeah, before I was coming here just 1 month, something like this. I was just cruising left and right, or maybe I was doing some jibes with the guys. And then actually I was still going at school. So 2015 was actually my first year. Then I get the full sponsorship from RD. And it was my first year. Then I was training with the proper marks and stuff. And yes, before a bit was just cruising left and right.
I'm curious, like, when it came to your results and your level, when you started joining the training, how long did it take you to really go from, let's say, I don't know, a C grade to a B grade, or a B grade to an A grade?
To be honest, immediately after the first year, then it was 2015, I already got some good results. And I was really happy because I made like one podium in the IFCA, I don't know, IFCA Grand Prix, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But for me, it was already a nice result because I was against like Maciek, against Vincent, against Sebastian Cordel, and for the sail then I got, and for my skills, for me it was already a good step. Then in 2016 I decided to change everything, and I went to 0.7 and starboard, the same team as Matteo. And then I make a big difference. I mean, I was still going up and down, in my result, but I saw a really nice high result. Like 1 second place in 1 elimination. I finished 1 event in top 10 already. So for sure the stuff was making the difference, but also because 2015 and 2016 I was training here for 2 months and a half, something like that. Yeah.
So literally, like right when you joined the program, you saw improvements. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you think about if you stay here 2 months, more or less, you've done already 400 starts, something like that. And you have to imagine every single elimination is almost a final, even harder, because it's every hit is you are with Pierre, or let's say maybe he's joined just for 3 weeks, but you have Matteo, you have Enrico, you have Maciek. And then also you have other guys, they are not super top guys, but in the end they start to show you something. And you start to win one hit here, say, fuck, okay. Yeah, you start to improve it.
Well, at the end of the day, all those starts, it's just more and more experience, more and more confidence.
Exactly.
And before that, you didn't have anybody to start against from the sounds of it. So just having those hours and those people around you, it sounds like it really, really makes a difference. Right?
Yeah, for me was really important because I was coming from actually nothing. I mean, I didn't have idea how it is to be a pro windsurfer and what you have to do. So I was just following. Especially I was following Matteo because he was a big friend of me. And also Alberto before, but I was just following, just watching, like almost the guys are doing, in the end, if you really want to reach your goals, you just have to follow the best one, and then when you realize how it's working, then you can put something that is coming from you to see if you can be better than him.
Exactly. So when did you start to try and push towards being better than them? Like, is that kind of happening right now? Are you beating them in some races, in some heats?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's happened also this year. I start to beat in some heats, also some events, some top rider. But yes, what was missing still was a bit of constant results, and also some race because of COVID. We know we didn't have the opportunity to race so much that I was really pissed off because I feel I'm this part of my career, then I feel good, and I feel I really want, like, let's say, to explode. I want to really make a huge result, but I didn't have the opportunity yet. The opportunity comes with a lot of things. Is the materials, is myself, my preparation, and also the opportunity to race, because if you don't race,
so you're feeling ready, man. You're feeling
then
ready.
It's not important, everything else.
This guy's like the Hulk ready to bust out of his skin, eh? Like, okay, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, then we will see. But what I really said to myself years ago is, you want to do it, you do it properly, and that's what I want to do. This is what I'm doing, just to do it this 100%.
That's awesome. Yeah. Right on. Well, it sounds like you're in the right place for it too. So sick. All right, Sarah. All right. So, what do you think about the trainings?
She's organizing it. Oh no, it's shit training. The management is the worst.
No, I guess like since I came here, for me, I think my first impression of the trainings here, especially with all the big names, having them around you, I think that's the most inspiring part of training here. So I guess when my first impression here was just coming here, seeing everyone train and push so hard, and not only on the water and not just racing, you see also what they do on shore, and actually just having this community here, it also gives you the opportunity to maybe walk up to someone, ask a question, and really get into the inside. And it's exactly as you said, it's a little bit of a step of where do you want to go into professional sports, and then in the end you have to make it your own. But there's so many people, you get so many experiences, so that's the most interesting, I think, to see. And it's also a thing you don't really see because you follow all the guys in the competitions or when you watch the races, and suddenly you also see how they train, and I think that's a super cool part.
Yeah. For sure. I think also like you're saying, like you see what it takes to be professional. I think last year was it your first year? I forget.
Yeah, last year was
Crazy
actually-
to think that was your first year. And just kind of seeing what the methodology is for these PWA athletes or the Olympic athletes. And I think it's really cool that you can just kind of see it, emulate it, and then ultimately maybe, like you said, make it your own in the end and potentially be a top 10 athlete in the world. So really, really cool. And you ended up having some really good results last year after the trainings too, no?
Yeah, I got a lot of good secrets, tips from all the top guys, and could straight away put them into work, like into the competitions. No, I had a good year for sure, and that made me want to come back here straight away as well. Like also as a rider myself.
Can you remind us of your results again?
What did I do? Yeah.
Modest, eh?
I'm already looking forward to this season. But yeah, I was in the PWA. I was like the 5th in both fin and foil in slalom. So
Epic.
that was super good.
That's awesome.
It was also so actually I came
Didn't you win Croatia?
and I won Croatia.
See,
Yeah, I'm
modest,
gonna talk about my
you're proper
place.
modest, eh? Yeah.
I just
I
like
may or may not have won an event.
Yeah,
like-
that's true.
bounced it out of the park, but let's talk about the
That's
medium one.
true. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's just been my whole first season actually in slalom in general. So it was all very new to me, the whole slalom world and experience anyway. So yeah, I also won my first international event. That's very much
Forgot
true.
about that.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's
Yeah.
epic. All right, and it's I wrote it down as Michael, but it's Michał.
It's Michał, but
Okay,
it's,
okay.
Just call him Jordan.
Okay, yeah, Jordan.
yeah. As I'm the youngest of the youngsters here, the best thing is I started coming here in 2016. I was a small 14-year-old.
I've seen some photos actually.
Yeah,
The Grom
exactly.
getting less Grommy.
Yeah, so like every year I could come here, see how, as Sara said, how the best guys are training, and compare myself. Like from being small kid that was struggling to not be the last in the worst group to now fighting on top of the second group or even sometimes in first group. It's like really nice to see how every year I'm progressing, and also as Matteo said when he was here, how the trainings are developing. I remember the times where the Bruno was running with the marks in the morning to the water and everything.
Crazy.
Now it's Tom running with the
I
do your job, Bruno.
As I was kid, I could like witness how everything was developing and also be a part of it.
So you've seen the quality of the training scale higher and higher as well. What
Yeah,
you're saying
definitely.
too. Okay. All right, and the level of the people here as well.
Yeah,
It's
like now I'm like using it more because now I'm like racing, not struggling. So definitely it's even better.
I'm sorry, I actually don't know. Have you been at some PWA events already?
I did my first event in Marignan, and
Really?
I was the only hit that was raced. So
Really?
Yeah.
How'd the
with
heat go?
Rytis.
How'd it go?
Rytis was first and I was second.
It's epic. That's awesome. man.
Basically, in PWA Marianne, you're looking at number 1 and
I was
number
gonna say you guys are basically the best. You guys are basically the best in the world right now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if we judge by the last event,
Yeah, there you go. I know.
we're the only ones who made it through the finish line. So.
Unreal.
I was the only one that didn't cancel, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
because they canceled the
The
first
se-
one and
the third one, and we're the second one.
yeah.
Still was in the
third
beach.
one and the second one. Was
You were the
And I was like, why they didn't cancel? At least
they
they
measured like 3 knots on.
yeah, they let you run just for do something. Bravo.
So they actually they didn't cancel your heat as well. So it's,
That was the only one that
strong
wasn't
result.
cancelled.
I know. Okay. Epic, man. I guess Rytis, we can move over to you now, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to steal the show for a while now. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, but yeah, tell us about how you're enjoying the trainings and how you feel being here. Do you feel, I don't know, like maybe a question would be, feel lucky, like to be able to train with the top 3 guys in the world, for instance, and having these battles that you wouldn't get anywhere else? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, I'd like to emphasize the same as Michael. Jordan is catching on. No, but like as Michael said, when I came, I think first time in 2017 and then 2018, and like the first 2 years for me was just like battling against myself and the ocean. more than against anyone else, especially when it was getting above 25 knots.
Yeah, I remember we had some
As
fights
a
even
2 point.
together.
Yeah, like I'm a guy like who grew up in a flat, gusty lake, 200 kilometers from the sea, sailed in the sea like not so many times before coming here. On slalom, I probably never sailed in an open sea before coming here, and then to go out in El Médano 30 knots. I was like, what the hell is happening? There are like 5-meter waves almost breaking over me next to the boat. And well, and now looking back, it was like 1.5-meter rolling swell. But back then I was like shitting my wetsuit and just like aiming, the only thing I was aiming for just to finish the race and like try to finish like in the hard conditions. Like in the first year, my aim was to finish 1 race per session. Then like a little bit later on, I was trying to finish 2 or 3 races per session. So, and yeah, then like to progress from that to like sometimes, like being at the top 3 or like winning like a group 1, like every now and then, like in like 4 years, that's amazing progress. And I think, that wouldn't be possible without the setup that we have here. And I think, the most I picked up was like, as Michał as well said, just like watching the best guys in the world and like what they do not on the water but off the water, like how they prepare their gear, what they do like on the break, because back where I'm used to racing in my lake slaloms, on the break you go back to the beach, drop the gear with the fin down into the rocks and then go to have a chat with everyone else. And then when you come here, you realize, you like put the fin in the cover as fast as possible. You go to like hydrate yourself, get some food into you so you have energy for the next session. And then you change something on the gear, try to understand what was not working in the last session and so on. And all of that knowledge, which now seems like so common to me, so understandable. When the first time I came here, I had no idea about that, And that's like what I think why having the top guys here is like giving you like the youngsters the most is like if you look and observe, you can pick up so much what to do when you're not on the water, and that gives you a big improvement on the water. And then that's, I would say, the luckiest part that you get to witness, that's like rocking up to like Michael Jordan trainings in the 90s and like seeing like what he does before training, what he does after training, and just trying to pick up some stuff.
No, for real. I mean, like that's super insightful. I think anybody who might be joining the trainings as well, right? It's like, okay, I'm a Grom coming in and I want to learn as much as I can. Is it okay if I ask some of these guys a couple questions here and there? And it sounds like yes. If you're somebody who might be an up-and-comer or not really well known, maybe asking Antoine or Matteo or any of you guys as you start to get better, what is maybe a couple secrets you can share? It's okay, right? And it sounds like you've built yourself quite a good process in, how you train and then how your nutrition as well, and making sure that your brakes are on point, all these things. So
yeah, absolutely. And the guys helped and encouraged me along the way. I remember after like one hard session, I like barely came to the beach. And like on the beach, like Matteo just happened to be next to me. I'm like, oh man, like I barely came back to the beach. And he's like, don't worry. It's like, it was hard conditions, like it was hard for all of us, so they'll just give you like some words of encouragement and, you slowly build up for the relationship with them. Then you're more confident to ask them something more. But for sure.
Maybe a friend in the end, maybe having a drink with them at Papagayo at some point, you never know, right? Yeah.
I think it starts more like with a drink at
Manfred's.
And then the Papagayo is like 2 levels up,
Okay.
It's like as you graduate from the 3rd group into the 2nd group, that's how you graduate from Manfred's to Papagayo crew.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, that's about that.
Yeah, but the same as Rytis said, it's like about asking the guys. Now I'm living here with Maciek, and it's like I can ask him about stuff, about settings and everything. Like most of the guys are really open about it and cool to help you.
You find this too, Sarah, like with the guys and the girls as well? Like you can share some secrets and it's pretty easy. It's good camaraderie, I guess.
Yeah, I think everyone just helps each other out, basically. Like there's also some guys that are really good in fixing things, and so if you need something, then I know who to find.
Yeah, I heard there's a rumor about somebody who's really good at fixing stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know this guy.
So, man, how's the trainings going for you?
Going well. Start 4 years ago, and you see the progress is going so quick. When you start, what you need to say, like you are struggling with the waves, with the conditions, what to choose, finish one race of a series was already a tough job, and then it's impossible how many starts you do in the winter. It's like 15 starts a day, 4 days a week, so when you count, it's a lot, and that in the winter time when back home in Holland is cold, it's insane how much starts you can do, how you can learn from the top riders there and check how they do it, and every year gets better. First year struggling, second year you're comfortable third group or the second maybe, then later on you go to the second group, and every time, for example now, every time you have somebody to compete, there's everyone have maybe 4 or 5 guys on the exactly the same level, so that's the best from training. So you can always push yourself. I can learn a lot of the top guys, but you have to race to your own level as well. So that's the best from training. You always the.
It's because you're always climbing a ladder, basically. No matter what,
1 year you are beating or you're competing with one guy, and next year maybe with another guy, or it's it's insane actually. Like that it's incredible that you make so many starts and so many you see a lot of things coming, and then after you realize, and next year do different and you make improvement.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think
And
I
then
calculated
you
with
had-
some guys that like one winter training season here, it's like pretty much you do the same amount of starts like in 3 PWA full seasons.
Yeah. When you do 15 starts, it's
Yeah, I told you before, no? Around 400
Yeah, like,
starts, 400
and like
races.
when you calculate it, it's like 3 full years in PWA.
With high level.
Yeah.
It's not 400
A
races
few
like
years ago, we
random.
did 20 races a day here. So.
and all the conditions on the 9-0 foil or the 5-0 slalom.
But this is also a point that is make the difference, because like back in the days, if you check the PWA calendars, they were used to do like 11, 12, even 18
Events per year?
events per
Really?
year.
I didn't even know this, man. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can show you. There is the calendar. That's why
So you
people.
had the experience one way or another.
Yeah,
almost,
that's why people then were just go wave sailing or relax. But we didn't have this opportunity when we came. I mean, when I started, we didn't have so full calendar, and we want to improve ourselves. What the fuck? We need to do something, because I want to improve my skills. I want to race. And if you go just racing when you have to race, it was too late. So we create this, actually.
I feel like it's something that, because it's been around for so long, some people might even take a little bit for granted, but this is really something special, eh? Like you have so much here and so much opportunity, and you like what you were saying before, like even before, it was so difficult to even just get the day started. You had to go back and forth between like the harbor to get the marks, and then the boat was super small, and it was super sketchy back in the day here too, and now it's just become at a level where it's just, things running, basically it seems to run itself. I think a lot of people maybe like listening in and who have thought about maybe joining the trainings,
It's
it sounds
incredible
like it's...
what you can do in 1 winter instead of 4 years maybe in your own country without sailing in the winter because it's too cold, or no boat or on camera to check the starts, or this is, you put everything in the 3 months, and this 3 months so efficient that you can catch up some years, in your own country. So in a short time you can be like,
for sure.
Yeah, and it's also
That's
not
the best.
only the racing. I mean, when you don't race, there's so many other opportunities. You go to the gym, we go surfing.
Tequila
Like-
Tuesdays.
Tequila
Tuesdays.
Tequila
Cannot miss out on
Wednesdays.
those.
Tequila Thursdays.
Yeah. But like you make so many hours on the water in general. Like I feel super fit when I get off this island.
surf it and
Surfing,
just the
swimming.
rhythm.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the variety here as well, for sure. I mean, and it's hilarious because like it's almost windy every day, but then you have tons of other things to do. Do you feel like your lifestyles here are just as good as anywhere else in the world? Like, do you feel like when you're here, you're having the best time of your year? For me, it's like this. So I'm just curious, like, do you guys feel like it's a good lifestyle for you here as well as just the training?
The lifestyle is super nice, but in the end, I'm training for the competition. I like more the competition than the training.
Yeah.
So the lifestyle I like is nice weather, the guys around, the gym. You know, you can train a lot.
It's just fun. You can train and also you're having fun here.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
It's all
And
about
like
balance.
you know, it depends on you, like how serious you want to get and how much fun you want to have. You know, if you want to have like more fun, you can skip the first session, like go for a morning surf session in Las Americas. Then, you know, in the evening you can go out, but then you're not gonna be able to push like 15 races a day. Then if you get more serious and like you really wanna make it to the top, like Bruno said, then, you know, you have to start sacrificing things like in any other sport and like to get more professional about it. So yeah, it's the opportunities are here for everything from all sides, from all types of fun, and you just pick what you want to do and how much of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's also like this.
Yeah.
It's also like this, but also I remember like few years ago I was coming back and said, fuck, this year I training good, I feel ready, and I'm good now. I will just say to myself. Then I realized that I was going to racing. I said, okay, but you were training good 2 months ago. Already 2 months are passing, and you are there with the mind, but now you are here. And in the end, I was not able to connect the two things.
Yeah.
And then I realized then you need to be prepared, absolutely, you have to know, but also you have to realize that you need to be able to take what you learn and put it on racing. Mm-hmm. I think that things is the most difficult things.
Yeah. Well, I think like that was actually my next question. Is like, do you guys feel that you'll be able to apply a lot what you're learning here onto the tour? Like, I guess we haven't had that many tour stops. You guys obviously performed in that one heat super well. But yeah, this coming year, do you guys feel like you're this is going to make you ready? That sounds like yes. But how do you feel, Tommy? Like, you had your first PWA event last year, no?
Yeah, it's 2 stars event like the Croatian as well.
Yeah. Okay.
But for sure, the trim you take in the season in the surf fit that you build up in 3-4 months here, you feel comfortable, all kind of conditions, flat, choppy. So for sure, you take a lot of things to the competition. You prepare yourself, and then you have to put the mindset on the competition and focus on it. Yeah, for sure, it helps a lot. Yeah.
Right on. I know we're actually talking to Maciek and Jordy about this, but they both actually, maybe I'm not supposed to say anything about this, I don't know, but they both have sports psychology coaches. And,
I went to.
Sorry?
I
You have
went
one
to.
as well?
Yeah.
And I think this is really interesting. Like, obviously, like the trainings here are really intense, but then applying like the mindset that you need for not just the training, but an actual event. You know, that's probably scary as somebody who's coming up through the ranks and not necessarily already at or close to the top. So I'm curious if anybody else is doing that already, or if this is something that maybe you would consider doing in the years to come. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, first of all, every personality is very different, you know. Some people are naturally more relaxed, and then, like, the competitions they might approach too relaxed. Some are, like, getting too anxious. So, you know, like, and obviously, as Bruno said, like, competition is very different from training, but how it will affect you depends a lot on your personality. And you don't find that out until you actually go and do those high-level competitions where there are some stakes involved, where there are like some sponsorships decided, or like if you go IQ Foil, then like federation decides stuff. And yeah, you learn about yourself, and for up to some level you can deal with it yourself. But then once again, if you want to go professional, then you need to train with a professional on that aspect as well. And you know, you discover things that you can improve on your psychological, mental aspect as well. That's like any other muscle or any other type of training that you do. That's also a part that you can train. So yeah, you have to do that as well if you want to be at the very, very top.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's insightful, man. I am one other thing that we basically ask all the groups as well is cliche right now, but fin versus foil. All right, and I know like a lot of the people that are coming up, younger athletes, are loving the foil because it's giving them a huge chance. It's more, I think, as people are saying, it's
Look
more
at this big
finesseful.
smile.
It's it's new to everyone. So, as people that are more new to the scene, do you feel like it's allowing you to be more competitive with the guys that have been around for longer? I'm curious.
Come on, Michael, shoot.
Yeah, so definitely for me foil.
Yeah.
But I think it also comes to this that I have never before trained the fin slalom like properly. I was coming here in the winter, but in summer I was doing big techno, R6, the racing stuff. And now when the foil came, I was one of the first guys in Poland to train foil with Maciek and a few other guys. And the Olympic class changed, we started training AQ foil, so it's everything connected. So, and I feel way more comfortable with my speed and my performance on foil than I do on fin, because it's just everybody started at the same point. So if I did it seriously, I can see the results now.
I guess you don't have, it's like you're saying, you don't have as much background on the fin too. It's like all these other guys have been doing years and years and years on the fin, and it's like, okay, well, I'm able to put maybe just as much time as them on the foil now, but otherwise, how are you supposed to catch up to them on the fin with the hours they've already put in, right? So I think that's, makes sense for sure. So.
And there's also still so much development going on in the foils for sure. Like
every month there is something new. So.
Yeah, for real. And then you guys as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty similar, I would say, as Michael. I obviously had like more fin experience, and I felt like I was like starting to catch up on the fin. But the level at which I'm catching up on foil is faster than the level at which I'm catching up on fin, I feel. That also depends a lot on the gear you have, because depending on what brand you are, like your foil or fin gear might be better. So if you have like really bad foil or like a really bad foil sail, then you might not enjoy or feel that you're like not really progressing as much. And the same as if you don't have good fin sails. So it depends a lot on the gear as well.
Yeah, right on. I think you're seeing a lot of guys, like, I mean, I was talking to Jordy as well, like he didn't even have an established brand for a while until recently, and now he's on F4. And I think that, like, for him, he's like, holy shit, like, I feel like if I can't even work with the development, and then guys are passing me because I don't have an established brand that I'm working with right now to work on the development. So it's all over the place, it seems like, a little bit, so.
Well, in my opinion, like, when you have to recommend someone to buy a foil, and we were just talking about this outside, it's hard to recommend because in many brands, you realize that the top guys don't have the same stuff that you'll have buying off the shelf. Or even if they aim to get the same brands to paying customers as to the top riders due to production variances in factories, foils come out different, so a lot of the big brand, like the same F4, I know that there are big variances in their foils, and what Thomas, for example, has is different from what Jordy has. And the same is with Starboard. Starboard, just like in IQ foil, as me and Michael know, there are such big differences from one foil to another, and you're just kind of buying a cat in a bag, so to speak.
You
buy rolling the dice every time,
two foils. On one foil you're super fast, you rig the other foil, and you're like standing in one place.
It's wild, eh?
Yeah, and so I don't know, like my personal advice for like anyone like coming up and trying to get like a decent foil would be to aim for smaller brands where they're not productions, but it's like more like one or two people working like almost like in a lab or a garage, making like 30 to like 100 foils a year, because for them it's much more feasible to keep the production variances in check compared to the big brand factories like Starboard and F4 who are building it in a factory in China, and they do quality control for sure, but it's very, very difficult to ensure it once you're like making thousands of foils like Starboard does.
That's a controversial statement, but fair enough, man. Like,
Well, I
it is
know
what it
that,
is,
for
yeah.
example, I'm on bus foils, right? And I know that if, for example, you ordered now the foil, you'd get it in 1.5 months, and you'll get exactly the same stuff that I'm getting when I'm working with them, you know? Because I'm ordering the same way, and the same guy is gonna make it in the same mold, and he's gonna do the same finishing on them as he does for me. And you know, when I get the stuff, I have like currently one mast, and I have like one of each wing. You know, I'm not choosing from like 10 different masts, and like the stuff is still working well, as you can see from my results. So it might not be the best. It might not be the fastest as like, for example, the best picked Phantom from what Goyard has, but I'm sure that like the level is gonna be much more consistent than from the big brands.
Right on. Okay, well, we'll hold you to it. I'm looking for some good results this year as well.
They're coming.
Yeah. I don't know how tired y'all are. If you don't mind me asking a few more questions, kind of maybe a bit more personal. I'm curious about your side hustles as well. Obviously, you guys aren't Matteo, Antoine, Pierre, and I'm assuming you have to do a few other things to kind of keep the longevity in this sport happening. So I'm curious more about what those side hustles are. Is it the gram? Is it working? What is it exactly? I guess the gram is working, but I mean, like, what is work for you guys outside of windsurfing?
Let's talk about the gram, Sara. You've been posting some waves recently on the gram.
I'm working on my Instagram, yeah, but I think like for anyone that wants to get into I'm not gonna get into this topic, by the way. Sorry. So I'm just gonna go on to this.
Let's go personal.
I'm just gonna go into the topic of the side hustles.
Side hustles. All right, side hustles.
No, like in general, like if you
OnlyFans,
if
that's
you
the
want-
answer. OnlyFans is where you make the money.
I'm waiting for a Rytis OnlyFans, man. I'm waiting for that. The 7-foot Lithuanian giant over here. That's yeah. Okay, yeah.
That's the direction you want to go in. OnlyFans.
I mean, it's an option. Like, I'm attacking every other social media platform, right?
You might as well, eh?
Might as well explore what's on offer there.
Say whatever you want.
I'll pay top dollar for that, man, for real.
$9.99 a month.
Okay, that's a bargain. That's a bargain.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, no, I guess it's always a dream to go like fully professional and just being able to windsurf and only focus on the sport. But in the beginning, it's just the reality that you have to do something on the side. And yeah, actually, so I try to combine it as much combine the jobs I do with the windsurfing. So for example, this year I did a big part in organizing the trainings. So that was super cool, and I also know Thomas is also working on the side in the training, so that's for sure. I know that many people try to do that, basically. So really get involved into the sport. I also used to do a lot of personal training and really get just really into sports in general, athlete life. So yeah, you just know that you always have to work on the side, especially in the beginning. And as the years when you grow, for example, for me, it was super nice that I had some good results this year, and that hard work pays off. And then you might get a sponsor, and that's like how you slowly build it up from starting small and then getting bigger throughout the years.
You were able to do all of those side hustles here as well.
Yeah, I think
nice.
that's for sure. So it's super good to combine it here because there's so much in the windsurfing lifestyle going on. So whether it's just an online job, doing it here, or finding something on the side here in the island, I think, it's a good opportunity. And also, well, for me, I got to know a lot of people within the industry. So that also helps in case you want to maybe grow in the windsurfing industry as well. And in the end, we all have a passion, I guess, for the sport as well. We just love to do it. So it's amazing if you can just grow into the sport in that way. And but the dream is to just fully be pro and really focus on the sport in general.
I guess one way or another, even for those guys that are, like that with the world titles, there's still a lot of side work they have to do. Like it's the reality of it. Like you're not just putting hours in on the water. There's always a little something that, is extra with it whether it's from the sponsorship that you have and the obligations that you have towards your sponsors or if you don't have full sponsorship and you're doing some sort of side work like gym or whatever, I guess it's just, that's the reality, it seems like now.
Yeah, and it's very much also really part of the game because, like, for me, it's really important as well to spread the love for the sport, maybe in a way, and it's going into these collaborations. So also, for example, guys working within the industry and in the development. I guess maybe you guys do that already a bit more than I do. I don't know if you have some experience in that, but just being a part of that industry is also again, helping the sport grow in a way. Especially now, you see it also in the foils again, like being a part of that from the beginning. That's how the whole sport grows in general. So I guess it has two ways. You kind of need to do it as well. But better that than working in the supermarket, I guess.
Yeah, for real. I mean, has anybody ever had to do that kind of side hustle as their supporting work towards windsurfing? Something like working in a supermarket or something that is completely irrelevant. Like, I'm curious.
Well,
or
I had
like pretty lucky?
very different path into windsurfing than most guys, because after like competing kind of at a high level during high school, I then went to university in UK, finished studies there, and then I went to work for an international company in London for 2 years, actually being in an office in London. And then from that was where I almost wasn't windsurfing at all, like just, 30, 40 times a year, to getting a remote job, but still a full-time job. And that's actually when my training started in Tenerife. I was working full-time, just remotely, like 40, 50 hours a week, then training on the side. So, and that was the kind of like sales / videography job. And and actually I was like just quit that like 2.5 years ago. So I was having a full-time job to be able to support myself to try and go windsurfing. And then once that started, then all kind of side hustles appeared already. When I had a full-time job, I was already like filming other guys, doing like videos for them. Then like obviously like went full on into social media, like starting like YouTube, Instagram, then TikTok, now Patreon as well.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans in the future. So I think like I spent probably like triple the amount of time that I spend on the water on all my side hustles. Like definitely much more time out of the water is spent like towards everything.
Currently?
Yeah,
still.
currently.
Okay.
Encompassing windsurfing than actually windsurfing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy
I come
thing.
from
And
the
that's
opposite.
Yeah.
I come from the mountains. Since I was 18, also my family and especially my grandfather and stuff, I would love to have like one professional ski on the family, you know. Also my brother was close to be. I was almost close to be like there since 1 or 2 years more. But then when I was 18, I said, no, I'm sorry guys, I cannot do this anymore. Actually, I was doing properly. I was like training, really focusing. I really started to have some good results, but I was feeling empty inside.
This was skiing, correct? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I feel I was empty. I don't really give a fuck about this good result of ski. I just want to go windsurfing. There was a part of me that it was inside already since I was 13, but nobody in my family was taking care, no? Because I was too young. I was a young kid, so maybe it's like a toys. And you go windsurfing and then what? But inside of me, it was something really, I don't know, really heavy, and I really want to express myself by windsurfing, no? Maybe because also I had a super nice imprinting, because my first lesson on the water was with 30, 35 knots plus with my instructor with a rope. So my first feeling was like, wow, this is nice, this is powerful.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why, no?
Well, I think like it's interesting, but everybody I talk to that pretty much everybody here that I've talked to with the sport, it's like they're so passionate about it. And it's like, I don't know, it's one of those sports I find at least it's like another level of passion. Skiing is super fun. And I think it's like a super, like one of the best sports in the world as well, but it's like, it feels like windsurfing's on another level for a lot of people here. I don't know if everybody here does other sports and is passionate about other sports, but everybody say that windsurfing's on their top. Like, I'm assuming so. I don't know.
Well, you're not doing windsurfing for money, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think if windsurfing is not on top, you won't be here the whole winter training it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the top sport for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important to emphasize that even though like we all love it here, it's not easy. It's not easy physically, it's not easy sometimes mentally, like especially if you're pushing yourself to be the best. You know, like you get like cuts on your feet, they don't heal, your hands are always like ripped up, you're always like sore and so on, and you still keep on training. So, you know, if you weren't passionate, you wouldn't do it, simply so. Yeah, so I think it's fair to say that people who stay here like 3 months a winter, they're really passionate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, no? It's like you follow the wind. When it's windy, you train. When it's not windy, then maybe you decide to work a bit to make windsurf possible.
Are
you know?
training on the shore?
Yeah, but you know, when you play tennis, you say, okay, I train 4 days a week. Perfect. This time doesn't matter if it rain or not. You can train, but with the windsurf, it depends of the wind. So you plan everything around this one. So
You're literally planning your
Yeah.
life around the sport, not
it's
sport around
number
your
one.
life,
So
yeah.
it's all about this one.
Yeah.
The family know it, the girlfriend know it. You don't drive a normal.
she finds out fast.
He doesn't drive a nice car. You have a fucking van full of windsurf stuff. And you know, it's the whole lifestyle.
Yeah. Do you do you what's your side hustle exactly? I don't even you're doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
How are you able to windsurf?
He's an Instagram influencer, right? That's
No, I hate Insta and social media. I was always working in the port in Holland, 8 months, and then 8 months working hard. Can stay 4 months here training. This one I did 3 months, and since 1 year I live here. And now I make some benches from wood and work with wood and just working with the hands to make everything possible.
No, man, I saw what you did at the staff house. It's epic. So.
Yeah, in the staff house,
Yeah.
the flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
fun.
you. All right, that's
Yeah.
epic. Safe enough. How do you make it work, man?
I mean, I'm maybe a bad, like how you say it, bad example because I just finished high school, so
Oh, okay. Sick.
I didn't have yet really time to do it all by myself.
Are you building, like, I guess at the end of the day, like, you know, everybody's kind of building their brand or whatever in a way. So, are you doing that with Instagram?
Yeah,
and stuff like this,
I'm
too, or?
trying. I'm
Okay.
started to build my social media. I'm trying to get as much as I can in development in RD.
So who are you riding for then?
RD.
Already, and then so they are sponsoring you now,
Yeah.
fully, and okay, cool.
Yeah. And yeah, I have to say, like, for now, my parents are a big part of it still.
Well, that's part of the sport. It's an expensive one, so I think for everybody, like at least everybody had a bit of support from their family for sure.
Yeah.
So
It would be impossible without it for me.
yeah,
Yeah, also like I do IQ foil, so I have some support from the Yachting Federation,
Nice.
Poland, so that also helps to be a lot more on the water because I can sit in the winter on training camps. So
okay. Right on.
I got it from the team and it's good.
Which one do you like more, IQ or slalom?
Slalom is way more fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Right on. Yeah. I don't know. Like I was.
Like, for
Yeah.
example, speed. You look at the watch here, you're going 30 knots, it's fast, okay, but it's not like ripping you. Or when you're on IQ4, you're going 27 knots and everything is moving, everything hurts.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
it's just nicer.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right on. Didn't ask you guys this. I thought I was going to segue into it naturally, but you guys have had a few seasons here, and there have been, at least from my recollection, some pretty dope ass parties as well. And I want to know at least one good party story from each of you. For real.
Okay, I have one.
Yeah.
So basically, the famous Papagayo. This is probably one of the best nights of my life. Went there just like for a chill night, and somehow we ended up at a night where some hip hop dancing competition just finished in town, and all the dancing crews from that competition came to Papagayo to kind of celebrate and chill out. And at first we didn't realize it, but then suddenly a dance circle breaks out in the middle. And you look inside and you see someone spinning like on the head, like so fast you can't see their legs. He goes to the side, you have like 2 chicks come out and start like doing some like dance routine according to the song that's playing. And it's just like a full-on step-up movie inside of Papagayo. And there's like 300 people like watching like all from the sides, because the Papagayo setup is like the second floor and then like kind of like the first floor where you can see in the middle.
Yeah.
And just everyone like watching what the professional dancers are like doing in the middle, and then like the whole crowd breaks out, the dance circle disappears, suddenly like everyone starts dancing and going crazy. So yeah, just felt like a step-up movie there.
Yeah, that's hype ass, man. That's sick. Man, I mean, anybody else got something?
I have a
for me,
good
man?
story.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay,
it.
so I live partially in my van, and last year when I came here for the first time, I lived most of the time here in Tenerife in my van. And on the side of my van, my name is very big, like it's branded very nicely. And apparently what I didn't know is that someone started following me throughout the year, just through socials.
Like stalking you?
No, just like following me, thought, hey, who's that girl, surfer chick, interesting van. Seeing no, but you guys take everything out of context. It's actually a funny story. Prepare, okay. So I went off the island, of course. I come back this year with my van, obviously. Apparently the guy saw me driving around again, or he saw it through my Instagram that I was back. So he sends me a message that he has a hotel with his family, and if I would like to come for the show that they have at the hotel. So in the end I went with 4 other Windsurf girls. We randomly got invited to this show in a super nice hotel. We had a dinner there, and I think that's like one of the best nights here. And the most random
was that
story
the show
ever.
with the half-naked guy?
That was the show, yeah. Didn't he
great.
propose to you? Yo,
I also,
There was a proposal.
the married man proposed to you.
There
I'm
was
almost
also
sure.
a proposal that night. Yeah, there was.
Thank you,
Man,
bye.
it's a super big hotel. Like, it was really nice, actually. And it made me realize also how small the world is and how cool people can be. Just like, okay, it could have been very creepy, but in this case, it was super nice.
You feel like as you're starting to build your brand, it's just happening more and more organically, like people reaching out and just like being
Yeah,
like,
I
yo,
think-
what are you up to? Like, I hear you're here, like...
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
People are super interested in what you do, how you do it. Also now there's a lot of actually young and new people. Like, we are, like, this is my 2nd year. Some of you guys have been here also already quite some years, but people that come here for the first time, they actually also give the feedback like, oh, I'm super inspired of how it is, and like, can you help me with this or that, or and just in general in the community, that windsurfers, they're just super interested in what we do basically, or how we do it. And
Yeah, sometimes it's like those little nuanced things that people get really stoked on, and so it's nice of you to be able to give back like that. Man, you've been here for like 6 years, man. You gotta have some juicy ones, man. Come on, yeah.
He's just
Yeah,
graduated from high school.
Oh yeah, I guess I forgot.
I've been
Yeah.
here like it's my 5th year here, and that's the first year I'm not underage. So
Oh yeah, okay. That sounds kind of dangerous, man. I feel you got at least gotta have one for me now, then.
I
New
don't
Year's?
know where Papagayo is even.
Don't even know Papagayo is, man.
Yeah, so
And it's like
Papagayo.
you don't know where it is.
I have a story from Papagayo as well.
Okay.
And I'm actually not a guy that really up to party or something. I mean, I start to party when I start to do the pro tour. Before I was really
And you've been doing the pro tour for like
That is
6 years.
amazing. Yeah.
It's okay. Then I was in Papagayo drinking my beer. It was quite easy, like sitting on the couch. And then I saw one girl come to me and say, "Hey, come on, let's go dancing." And I was watching the girl. I said, "For sure, gonna be a ugly girl or something like that." So, then she came to me and said, "Fuck, he's a nice girl." I said, "Yeah, why not?" So I went dancing with her. And then we dancing a little bit, just easy. And then we went to take a beer. and she told me, you know what? Before came here, I went to a medium girl, no? And the medium told me, you're gonna go to Tenerife and you're gonna meet a man. And I saw you, and I feel that you are this man. But in the end of the story, she was really nice. We really we really got some feeling.
Oh yeah.
And this girl was from Polish.
So she probably went to like a gypsy magician.
I don't know. That was like a
You're
good
the man,
story
man.
from
You're the
Papagayo.
man, man. Did you end up seeing her again after that evening, or?
No.
The cards didn't fall right.
I guess
No,
not.
I
Did not align.
We were in touch a little bit. I know now she have kids and she's married.
Was she not
Definitely going
wait,
back.
did you have kids when she was married then, man?
That's not my.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh man, that's good stuff, man. That's good shit.
That was the weird night.
Man, I feel like it's honestly like a rite of passage to go to this Papagayo place that everybody talks about, man. Like even all the top guys, they're talking about their nights at Papagayo a little bit, and I'm just like, I've never had a good one. So have you had one yet? Have you had a Papagayo night yet?
Tomorrow we go.
Tomorrow.
All right, man, you're gonna be christened. Let's go. Come on, man, you gotta have something for me, man.
I don't know. I enjoy some evenings with the. It's fun, you know. You go with the top guys. You're standing there, still sometimes looking like, you know, this guy is number one. Is actually the Messi or the Ronaldo from the football standing there. Nobody knows, you know. You're dancing with everyone. It's super nice, and with Gunnar we have some nice evenings. Like the safety guy want to come to him to tell him like. Don't put the glass outside or something, and he turned around and the safety guy was so, can you please put this glass? I don't ask twice, but I go backwards, you know. The guys are strong, you know. The slam was funny, but I don't know, big stories.
Oh,
You have to be there on time.
Yeah, so you're okay. All right.
You know?
So I'm hoping I'm gonna be there for the next one, man, for real.
Let's see.
I had like short fun one. Like once I went out for pizza with Ennio and some other Dutch guys in Almedano, and we ended up at a drag queen festival in Los Cristianos.
My God, yeah, that's awesome.
So that happens.
Yeah, I feel like there's some more details. I gotta dig deep on that one later. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah. That's the details are not even for the extras.
Oh man, thanks for sharing, guys. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess it's getting late. Like I feel like you guys gotta bounce.
It's okay, we can stay here all night long if you want, but
And Harko's asleep right now.
we got the
and,
main
just
concept
like,
of this training.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
it was fun. It was fun. Yeah.
Thank you, man. It was a pleasure.